All right, so chapter 5 is the dynamics of courthouse justice. All right, in this chapter, we learn about who works in the courthouse, the importance of the assembly line justice, why discretion is found in the criminal courts, identify the principal actors in the courtroom work group. Also, why ethics are important to the American legal system, and making sure we understand that the delay is a problem in the courts, and the reach and strengths of the speedy trial laws, and the laws that the courts approach and to delay how effective they could be in the case. All right, so we first take a look into Barker versus Wingo in 1972. So, three key points for this would be that the courts deal with a lot of the cases, and its discretion is needed to basically it interpretation of the law. It shows the dispositions involve far more than isolated actions of judges. So we talk about discretion, how important it is, could be in the court system, how it affects cases, and what it could do to a case. If it's fair, not fair. We discuss the importance of that. We discussed the different positions, just how many people are in the courthouse, what they do, how they play, how important their role is when they play, where they're located. So we can see that the judge, we have the judges, which is the jury, which is the people on the side, and we have the plaintiffs, and then we have the defense table. Then we have the spectators behind them, and then in front of them we have the judge and the clerk's table. And then the judge, you have the judge in the middle, and on the left side you have the witness, and the right side you have the court reporter. So someone who I think someone who's like types up everything that's being said. That's how you publish. They publish basically the court. So like when you're having a court, everything you say, like every word, they type it up. So you have to be really a fast typer for that. And then when you can look up cases, and then that's how you see the whole written case interpretation. That's how you get those written reports by those court reporters, the people who type it up as the court is happening and what's being said during the court. We also talked a lot about the courthouse violence. We talked about a lot of the security of the courthouse. So just with everything, when something bad happens, then we put down things to stop that from happening. For example, if there's a lot of car accidents on a certain street, we put a stop sign, a stoplight on there, which is literally what um, you know which is literally one of the examples we talked about during class. So, for example, I forgot what case it was. We talked about this case where this guy, he brought in, like, he tried bringing, like, weapons, he brought in his shoes, and all that stuff, and that's why we had metal detectors. So we can, so no one could bring a gun in, because, depending on who wins the court case and what happens, someone, the family or the other family, or someone might bring a gun in and try to, take what they say in class. We said they take justice in their own hands. If they don't like they exercise justice in their own hands. So if they don't like how the justice is, displayed in court. So that's why we have these. So a big thing we talked about was the delay in courts. So sometimes, like, I think they said this one case was delayed for like 15, 17 years. It was like 1952, like 1967 or whatever. It was delayed, I think, 16 times. So that's a lot. Like, just being delayed one time that's a huge long process, and for a court to be delayed like 16 times, that's ridiculous. So, and also I believe that during that delay process for that 15, 16, whatever years, that person was held they were held in jail the whole time. So if they were innocent this whole time, that's not right at all. So I mean, to have like a trial, even if someone does murder somebody, depending on what type of crime they commit, it's always right and fair to have a trial for everybody. It gives everybody a fair chance to prove themselves and to prove their justice in the courtroom. And the big thing we talked about was speed cases. Hold on. It was like speedy trial laws. I believe what they do is that they force us to, not have, to keep having, retrial, or to keep waiting. So they kind of like, I guess to kind of put your foot down and be like, you can't keep retrialing this. We got to have the trial, and that's what that's for. And the last thing, it's really important that we talked about was discretion. So discretion is used every time a decision is made from offense to sentencing. So we talked about how if discretion can be played in a judge's behavior, a judge's attitude. So my personal opinion of discretion would be just everything you observe, everything you see, everything you experience in life is that's what you look into it. So if you're, I'm saying, a minority, you might have more respect. You might do more for minorities because you are one. It's kind of like your atmosphere, and that's why it's really, really important.